I guess your eating disorder rules your life so much more than you think that you almost forget who you are. And it was exciting to realize I can find myself again. If you saw my previous video, I talked quite a bit. It was kind of a recovery update, I guess. I have talked a lot about experiencing an eating disorder. Today, I am seeing a sports dietitian, which I'm excited about, but I am a little nervous. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. Like, I really needed guidance and support in this area for a while, but obviously being in a bad place mentally is like you want control, and I guess that's been a reason why I haven't done this before, partly because I am completely aware of good nutrition and I just thought it was pointless seeing someone about it because I knew what to do. It was just me actually doing it. But I think that's why I need to see someone. I really need guidance to do those things. And it's really hot, but someone's really loud out there. Damn it. So even though I know a lot about nutrition and what's good for one's body, I don't necessarily act on it. And I think having guidance is something that will be really helpful for me because, like, my coach, for example, if she's the one telling me to rest, then I will listen to her. But I'm still working on this and learning to listen to my own body and be the one to make decisions for myself. So I do feel like if I have some type of support like that, it'll be really helpful. So I am really excited because I just want to feel healthy again. I want to be energetic and fueling myself, and I want to get a period again. I want to be healthy and I want to run well again. Hopefully this is really positive and it's good guidance to get me back to being healthy. I'm sure it may be challenging. Like, I don't know what the outcome of this will be. I have no idea if it's going to be some type of like drastic changes that I have to do. I guess that will be a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm willing to face now. I just want to be healthy and feel happy and energetic. I do want to talk a bit about how I've mentally been the last few months, and honestly I've been in a good place. I have not been overthinking food. I've been listening to my body. I've been eating when I'm hungry and I've been intuitively eating. Although that is a good thing when you are in a very good place, it's not been a good thing for me right now because what my intuitive eating is, it's not actually enough for me. So, like, I have been listening to my body, but when my body tells me it's full, it doesn't necessarily mean I've had enough energy for my energy needs. And because of that, I've been in an energy deficit because I've been using a lot of energy. I have a very high energy needs. I do a lot of activity. Not overthinking food is really good, but there's like you need to have a balance, because if you're not, well, for me, even though I have not been overthinking it, because I've been so used to under eating for so long, if I'm not making sure to be proactive about it, then it's so easy for me to not be eating enough for me. So partly because I've not been thinking about it, so I haven't been staying on top of eating extra for what I need. And also partly because I've just been so used to being like under eating for a few years that what is normal to me is not what it used to be. Like, before I experienced disordered eating, girl could eat. Like, I ate a lot. Like, it was all healthy and I wasn't restricting at all. I just enjoyed healthy foods and loved fueling my body with nourishing foods, and I would eat a lot. And after not eating enough for so long, it's like I don't know what's right for me anymore, and like a portion size, like my eyes don't see it right. And I think that's the same with body dysmorphia and body image, as I was talking about a little bit in my previous video. A few things made me suddenly just think, oh my god, I need to really get help. One was my what I eat in a day a few weeks ago, which I had not overthought the food at all. I wasn't starving myself, like I was intuitively eating. And when I made that video, I feel so bad. I did not want that to be triggering, and it really, really hurt that it did trigger some people. Like, it really, really hurt me, some of the comments. Yeah, basically I saw some of these comments and I was like, whoa, I wasn't even thinking about the food. I was thinking about like the uni research I was including in it. I did not even think how I was under fueling, which I was looking back. And I also realized it would have been triggering for some people, and I'm really, really sorry. And yeah, like, even though there were more beautiful comments, some people did say some things like, you are promoting eating disorders, and that broke my heart, because why would I want to promote something that yeah, anyway. And I did not mean to do that, but it kind of made me realize that I was unconsciously underfueling because I just don't know what's right for me anymore. So that made me really realize I needed guidance, but also just how tired I was getting. Like, even though I was mentally feeling better because I wasn't freaking out so much about food, the other two things that really made me realize I need help was that I just started to get so tired again. Like, every time I get so lean and I just start feeling flat at training and just so tired. Like, earlier in the year, I was convinced I was unwell, like I was sick, like I had some disease. And because every day I would pass out, every day I couldn't do anything but sleep. I felt so bad. And I was like, I'm a healthy 20-year-old. Why can't I be awake? There's a kid like 1 meter away from me. Why are you right next to my car? Anyways, and it's just like my body's screaming at me, like, feed me and rest. The other thing that made me realize, there's many more than these three things, but these like three main things that I wanted to touch on was, well, I haven't had a period for 3 years, which is really bad. I had a uni lecture on relative energy deficiency in sports, and we just like went into actually how bad it is to not have a period, which I knew was bad, but like for your performance wise, like it's bad. Like, all of the training I've been doing for 3 years has probably not made, like, if I was healthy doing this training, I'm sure I could have shaved off a couple of seconds from my PB. Like, she's always like, but there's no point of saying what ifs. Like, what if you didn't get injured and then fall into this place? Like, there's no point in saying what ifs, because the only thing you can do is move forward. Holy shit, I am sweating. It's so hot in here. In this lecture, we went into like how your body is like breaking down. How could it benefit and like adapt from training and make training gains when it's literally breaking down? Like, when you have a period, you're hormonally healthy and you have greater strength. You will get more gains from the training you do at different phases of your cycle. You'll have greater strength and speed and power, and I just haven't had any of that type of benefit for years. And not only do I want to be healthy and, you know, not get osteoporosis and have broken bones by the time I'm 25, or just at a young age, I also one day want to have a baby. Like, not anytime soon at all. I'm not, you know, vibing that middle-aged life where they have kids at like 19, 20. But one day I do, and if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm not going to be able to one day, ever. And also just my mood. Like, I've said this before, but even though it's hard to like change your body and push yourself to eat more, when I do, not only do I physically feel better energy-wise and training-wise, but my mood is just better. I'm happier. And honestly, when you have disordered eating or struggle with that, you're not in a rational mind. And you notice the times when you are eating and fueling yourself, your mind is so much more rational. And the really irrational thoughts you have about food or your body dissipate a little bit, if that makes sense. And I'm sure there are people who've experienced that who could be like, back me up here. When you do push and eat more, some of the really irrational fears you have about like eating a certain food or resting or something, it kind of goes away. So that was my really not brief introduction. I'm seeing a sports dietitian, hopefully going to get guidance. My coach is really happy and proud that I'm going, and she said, I'm really glad you're going, but you know, it's going to be up to you to actually do it. And I said, I know, but this is one of the reasons I'm going, because I think when I have somebody there guiding you, it changes things. I feel really nice that I'm like sweating right now, because I'm freaking freezing 1000% of the time. And it's just like, I just want to feel good, like, and my body to be functioning better, because I'm just going to pop a whole bunch of things on the screen that the impacts of red S on your body. Last week I went to the doctor to get a referral for the sports dietitian, and the doctor just straight up put me on a mental health plan. Okay, I'm just on my iPhone and I look like actual death. love that for me. I just went to see my GP, and because she was running like 2 hours late, I was waiting in the waiting room for so long, and I was like, I have a class really soon, I just need to get a referral. She was so quick and like abrupt. She was really nice, but like it was just so random. I just said, oh, I need a referral for a dietitian just to help me out. I haven't had a period for 3 years. And she just straight up was like, you have eating disorder? And I was like, she just wrote like, eating disorder, hasn't had a period for 3 years, anorexia nervosa, please help. Like that was like in the referral, and I was just like, whoa, like she ain't beating around the bush here. That was really intense, but then yeah, she put me on a mental health care plan to see this sports dietitian. So anyway, so I'm gonna shut the hell up because I talk way too much, and I will keep you guys filled in on how everything goes. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I look so shiny right now. So that was quite a long appointment. It's almost 7 right now, and the dietitian that I just saw was so wonderful. She was really, really lovely and so helpful. Like, we had a really, really good conversation about just everything, and she really understood me, which is the best thing about it, because like I told her how I've gone to, like, she wants me to see her regularly, but also to see a psychologist, because I kind of explained like how everything kind of unfolded and happened. She did kind of acknowledge like that my own like struggles with an eating disorder and mental health were kind of triggered by some trauma in the past, which I have talked a little bit about in a video. So I won't go into that now. She just said it's going to take a long time, and she said, honestly, I don't want to rush it, because I don't want to physically rush it and just be like, you need to get put on this much weight like ASAP. She said, I want to take it slow so you can mentally accept it and mentally heal at the same time. And she was just the most, like, I connected with her so well. So I explained to her how I had seen psychologists before, and we just did not, like, they just didn't understand it. Like, they would tell me things that I was completely aware of in myself already, and it wasn't ever like moving forward for me. She was like, yeah, I get it. It's really hard to find a good psychologist because it's draining opening yourself up to a psychologist and then they're not all good. So she wants me to see a psychologist as well. So she wants to refer me to someone she recommends. Honestly, we talked for like over an hour. I was like saying how aware I was of some of the disordered things I do, and she was like, we need to change that. And she also said, like, sorry to talk about weight here for a second, but she said, how much do you think the heaviest you were ever was? And I just said, I honestly have no clue, but I'm just going to say like probably like 55 kilos. And I might have been pushing it a bit more than what it was. And she was like, okay, and say if this was the time you ran a PB, she was like, let's try and get you back there. And she was like, is that okay? And the first thing I said was, oh, that's really heavy. I don't know why I said that. And she was like, no, it's not. Like, and as soon as I said it, I was like, damn, like that. I literally was like, okay, wow, I heard that. Like, I heard how disordered that was. And I said, like, I remember back in the day, before I knew anything about like calories, before I had disordered eating patterns, I was like, I'm gonna get so strong, I'm gonna build so much muscle. I weighed myself just to try and put on weight. Wow. And I was like, that was such a different mindset. And she was like, we need to get you back into like a positive mindset like that. And she was so understanding, but she was also like trying to encourage me to get excited about, like, she was like, do you want to run a PB again? I want you to get a PB. Let's like think about what this is going to do for you. And she was also like trying to get me excited by enjoying food as well. This was towards the end when she was giving me, she was like, I don't want to just make it too hard. I want this to be sustainable and something that you'll actually work towards. So she was like with lunch, like, let's just start with having 2 pieces of toast instead of 1, which I know is like, 1 is nothing. Like, I remember back in the day I'd have like 3 pieces of toast and not think anything of it. Like, it just, I don't know why I got into that mindset where I was under fueling. And I did bring up a lot of things that I have realized influenced me a lot, like just growing up on social media for one, and seeing that people would eat a piece of toast and that was a meal. And she literally said, like, one piece of toast is never a meal. Like, that never has a place to just be having one piece of toast. I don't know, I just compared myself so much to what I was seeing. Like, I'm so shiny. I'm sorry if this is distracting you. Like, the sun is, like, kind of setting. I want this to be sustainable and to you to actually do this. So, like, the first thing is, if you have toast for lunch, first of all, have 2 pieces, and second of all, have really good quality bread. She was like, you're already having good quality bread. And she said, like, as a dietitian, she said, like, bread is really healthy. She said, really, obviously, like, white bread isn't great, but she said if you have like a really good grainy whole grain like bread, or like a sourdough, that often has more protein than an egg. Sorry, I feel like there's too much to say. Like, we literally talked for like so long and we could have kept talking forever. Even like some of the things I was saying in our conversation, I would be like, oh my god, I can't believe I think that, or I said that. She also said we're not counting calories. Like, no, counting is a no, which I'm here for. Someone so healthy and positive with food, who was seeing what it was good for me, was just like, I don't know, I just needed that. I honestly knew everything she was saying, but I just needed someone like her to be like, yes. And I told her that, and she was like, yes, and I think that's a good idea. She said, I think it's good that you need that, you're doing that. And oh, it was just so positive. I'm saying all the wrong things right now because it was just so long and so much to say, but she was like, that's not who you are, that place that you've been in, like the disordered place, like your eating disorder is not you, and you've been trapped in this place for years. I guess it's kind of like finding who I am again. Like, I guess your eating disorder rules your life so much more than you think, that you almost forget who you are. And it was exciting to realize I can find myself again. She literally said, I think you use food as a coping mechanism, like to have control over after shit happened, and that thing that's been controlling you is not you. And I guess it just feels like a weight to know that that's not me. And yeah, she just, so many things are coming to my mind of our conversation. Like, even she said, like, you're still so young, like your bone health isn't going to be irreversibly damaged because of how young you are. You can change it. And she said, like there's still so much time if you do something now about it. Like, you still have your whole life to be healthy and to get a period back. And I said, like, I guess my main goal coming here is to get a period back and to get better again at my sport. And she said, okay, and to do that you have to gain weight, and you realize that, right? And I said, yeah, I do, but another reason I'm coming here is because I need help to do that mentally. And she said, we can do it, and you can do it, and we're going to do it. And I'm really glad that I have her. She didn't do anything drastic. It was just a lot of sowing seeds and like having a conversation that was really helpful and is really going to help me in the long run and start taking the steps. Yeah, there's so much more to work on, I realized, and I'm excited that she wants to see me more often. I will keep you guys updated with everything, how it all goes. That's another thing we talked about. Your brain, like your mood. You're more likely to struggle with depression, anxiety, be irritable, and have a really low mood when you're not fueling your body, because your brain needs energy. So anyway, I'm excited for the rest of this journey, and I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop, and onwards and upwards, baby. Okay, home time. I forgot to add another thing we talked about, but she basically said she doesn't want me to do any more gym sessions. She said just focus on your track sessions and fueling yourself. And she said obviously you love going to training and that's like an outlet for you, don't want to take that away from you, but just for the time being, she said obviously as a sprinter gym work is important, but right now it's more important to get to a healthy weight, and that's just using more energy. And she said, like, you can do your track sessions, just fuel properly. And I'm kind of excited to feel more energized at training. Like, I'm excited to eat more and go to training and perform better. And yeah, I thought I would just add that. Honestly, this whole drive, more things are popping into my head that I need to talk about. I'll just keep you filled in over the next while. She said, honestly, like, I don't care how long this takes. It could take years, but I just want you to get better. She said, I'd rather go slowly and you get better. And I just got really, wow, that light did not go green for long. Yeah, she just said it could take a while, but I'd rather it take a while and you'd actually heal mentally and physically than rush into it and try and gain weight and then you mentally not heal. So I'm just glad that I found someone who can help me, and I'm glad and excited, and I know I have to be the one to do everything, but I'm gonna do it.